Hi guys, Melissa here at TCT Crafts. Today we're going to make this super fun and easy patriotic grapevine wreath. We're going to be using just a few things, some greenery, a floral spray, and a couple of picks, and of course our bow. You can make it in less than 30 minutes and it's fairly inexpensive. So I'm super excited to show this tutorial to you today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you click the little bell, it'll let you know anytime we have new tutorials. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's get started. Hello everybody, Melissa here with TCT Crafts. Today we are going to make a really simple, easy, patriotic grapevine wreath. So we have Memorial Day coming up, and of course summer, so 4th of July. So I wanted to show you a really simple design that you could do for your front door or for your home, decorations for the season. So I'm going to start off with this 14-inch grapevine wreath base. I got this one from Michael's. You can get them pretty much anywhere. Michael's, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, all has these grapevine. If they don't have 14-inch, you can use whatever size that you want. You could use a 16-inch or an 18-inch. Obviously, the bigger, the more supplies you're going to need. But we're going to start with this 14-inch grapevine base. And the first thing we're going to do is add our greenery. So I'm going to add some of this fun, I think this is a seeded eucalyptus bush. We did have this in the shop. Not sure if it's still in there or not, but let me give you the SKU number. It is P as in Paul, F as in Frank, 172353. But you can use any greenery that you want. I picked this one because it's a nice full bush. So I'm going to start by cutting this apart. You definitely don't have to. You could put the whole bush in there if you like. I just want to cut this up so that I can more strategically place where I want them. So I'm going to start and just kind of push these up. This is a pusher bush, so you can push the leaves up. Be careful not to push too hard and break them like I just did. So I'm just going to push these up a little bit. And then I'm just going to cut the stems at the bottom. I'm going to use my stronger one here. So kind of the idea on this design is I'm going to have the bow right here in the center, greenery up the sides with some picks and sprays. So very simple design. So I'm just going to take and dip my greenery in my glue skillet that I had over here, and I'm going to start placing these in the grapevine. Remember, my bow is going to go here, so I'm going to have my greenery go up this way and up this way. So I'm just going to place these. I'm going to kind of do the outside, center, and then the inside. And I'm going to go up, do the same thing, outside, center, and then over here. And then I've got one piece left that I'm just going to place right up in here. Perfect. So we've got this side nice and green. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, I'm just going to push these up. Just makes them a little bit fuller. And I'm going to snip at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing that we just did, but on this side, I'm going to come in here, because remember our bow's going here. So that one's more in the center. Put one towards the outside. To the inside. Now this grapevine just a heads up, sometimes you're going to get grapevines that are very loose, I guess. So you have to be careful when you're sticking your sprays in there that you really get something to grip, because sometimes they'll just go straight through if the grapevine isn't very full. So this one's going to go in the center. Like this one, I got to get it in there or it's not going to stay. There we go. Towards the outside, towards the inside. Make sure it's got a good, and then we'll put this one up top like we did the other one. There we go. So we've got our nice greenery base. I may actually need to get one more bush to kind of put a little bit behind the bow, but for now we'll start with this. I only brought 2, so if I have to go get one, I'll just kind of finish it off camera. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of these blue filler bushes. These are really pretty. I got these from DecoCraftSupplies.com. That's my affiliate for DecoExchange. So this is 60919. I do not know if they have any more in stock because these sell out very quickly. They did have them in all different colors, but typically once they get them, they sell out. So I'm just going to break these. These you can separate, and you can break these into 3 pieces. So you can get 3 pieces out of this one spray. So I'm just going to pull it, and then this piece I'm just going to cut. And I'm going to, as Kali says, shake hands with this bush. I'm going to take and twist these, give them some shape, some curl. I don't like to just leave them straight. So we're going to give it a little bit of curl. Super fun. Okay. And I'm going to take and I'm going to start by sticking this one kind of towards the top. Okay. I'm going to shake hands with this one. We want things moving. We don't want them flat. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit so it'll go in my grapevine easier. And I'm going to put this one off sort of out towards the side. So we're kind of creating like a V shape. Get it in there. There we go. And then my last piece here, let's fluff it out. And I'm going to put it more towards this inside. Just going to move some of these, kind of intertwine it with some of this greenery that we've put in here. Again, be careful so that you don't break your greenery off. Sometimes I get a little rough. Okay, so we've got this one side already looking super pretty. Let's do the other side. Again, I'm going to break this into 3 pieces. So you can just, when you pull this, you can see that there's 3 divided stems. So I'm just going to pull it. You could cut it if you wanted to. I'm going to cut this one. And give these some curl. Not too much, just a little curl. There we go. Okay, Okay, again, I'm going to put this one towards the top center, just right underneath that seeded eucalyptus there. Okay, this piece, I'm going to trim down the ends. Let's fluff it out. And then this side's going to go towards the outside, right underneath that eucalyptus. Just push it into that grapevine. Perfect. And our last piece, pull some of this paper off. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. Shake hands with it here. And then this one's going to go towards the center, sort of at an angle, right here. So how pretty is this already? And we don't even have anything else added in it. You could add a bow right here and be done. You didn't even have to, you won't have to add the Patriotic picks and sprays unless you just want to. You could keep it like a floral type Patriotic with the blue. You could even add maybe some little red feelers or red flowers in here with the bow, and that would be super pretty. But we're going to keep going. We're going to make this super patriotic. So I have these. I'm going to start with the ones that have the flags. So these little picks I think they came from Michael's. You'll see them at the store. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Just these little picks. I'm going to give these just some little curl there. Perfect. And these are going to tuck in. I'm going to tuck it in sort of the center of this. And I'm just going to sort of intertwine this a little bit with some of these berries. Again, if you wanted to keep it just floral, a little bit more elegant, you definitely could, but we're going to go a little bit whimsical with it and add these picks and sprays. So there's one. Take this other one here and add it on the other side. Same concept. I'm going to trim this down just a hair. So just sort of behind this. And then intertwine these so that it looks like it's all just kind of part of the arrangement and it's not just sitting on top of it. Give these some curl. Awesome. Love it. Okay, I'm going to save these. Well, actually, let's do these. So I'm going to put these two pieces sort of in the middle. And then remember, our bow is going to go right here. So let me take the tag off. These came from Michael's. Okay. Little piece of tag. Okay, and I'm going to cut this. The stem is pretty long, so I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to take these two and kind of put them together, and then they're just going to go right. I'll put them right here in the center. Actually, I'm just going to, twist that around here just to keep them sort of together. And put it right in the center. I'm going to add just a little bit more glue right here just to make sure it stays in place. Okay. I have these cute Uncle Sam, or top hats, red, white, and blue top hats. Not really Uncle Sam, but top hats. So we're going to add these picks in here as well. I think I'm going to add these more towards the top. So I'm going to cut this stem down just a little bit. And get this added in here. I'm going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Get it added back here. Oh my gosh, so fun. Okay, so the last thing we have left to do is just make our bow. See, super, super easy. Easy design. So I'm going to put this to the side. And I just have some red and white flag ribbon and a little bit of red glitter ribbon. So we're just going to make a bow with that. You guys follow me, you know I cannot make a hand bow to save my life. So I'm going to break out my easy bow maker. That is what I use to make my bow. So I don't want my stars and stripes upside down. So let's figure this out. I'm going to make a tail. Twist it. Let's see. May have to do it this way. Kind of got to manipulate it a little bit, but I don't want I want my bow to have my stars and stripes up. So I'm going to make these about 6.5 inches. Twist it. See, if I twist and I do this, they're going to be upside down. So I'm going to, where is my scissors? I'm going to cut this right there. I'm going to make my loop. Make sure it's about 6.5 inches. And then I'm going to cut again just right up by the top. There we go. And I've got my tip. So I know that's a little bit more complicated than we would normally do, but I wanted to make sure we had the stars and stripes going the right direction. And once we zip tie this, you won't see those little nubs that we cut off. So let's add a little bit of this red. Now we don't have to do that on the red because obviously it's all the same. So my tail is about 16 inches. We can trim it down once we get it on the wreath, but I want to make sure it's long enough, so I always leave them a little bit long. So we made our first loops at 6 inches or 6.5 inches. So I'm going to make this one about 6 inches. So it's just going to come in just 1/2 inch. I'm going to twist. And again, about 6 inches. So about 1/2 inch shorter than our first loop. And I was just going to stick with these two, but I think I'm going to add a 1.5 blue to this party. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to get my glue. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to go with a watercolor. So I have this 1.5 inch watercolor. We did have this in the shop. Not sure if we still do, but let me give you the SKU. It's a super pretty ribbon. I love this watercolor ribbon. It is RGB1013A1. Again, we did have some. I don't know if it's sold out. So if it is, I apologize. So now this one, I'm going to come in about 5.5. So again, we're going about 1/2 inch shorter. trying to decide if I want to do 2 loops of this one. I think I do. So I'm going to do two loops on each side of this watercolor. And they're all about 5.5 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pipe cleaner. I'm not pipe cleaner, zip tie. You can use a pipe cleaner, but I like to use zip ties. It just gets it a little bit tighter for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get that tight, but not too tight. Pull it up. Make sure it's right in the center and twist it towards the back. Kind of fluff my loops up. If there's anything we need to adjust, you want to do it now before you make it super tight. I'm going to take another zip tie, slide it in the back. Now I can make this tight. Okay, you can add your bow just like that if you wanted, but I'm going to take and just cover the center. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of this red. I'm going to cut it in half. That's probably good enough. And I'm just going to take and cover the center. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm going to take and tie this around the back. I'll do it twice. Cut this off. There we go. All right, let's add our bow. So now I'm going to take this zip tie, come through this grapevine. Cut back a little bit. Make sure this is zip tied to that grapevine pretty tightly. I'm going to cut off that extra zip tie back there. Don't worry about the flattened bow, we'll fix it. Okay, now we can spread out and fix our bow like we want it. Okay, and I'm just going to dovetail my ends on my tails. I'm going to leave these kind of long, probably about 12 to 14 inches long. I'm going to cut the red one just a hair shorter than the first one. And then my watercolor is going to be a little bit shorter than the red one. So kind of giving it some layers. Doesn't have to be exact either. And there we go. Super pretty and super simple. So one thing I'm going to do that will not be on this video because I have to go upstairs and get some more of this greenery. But I'm going to get another one of those first bushes that we used, and I'm just going to add a couple of pieces underneath this bow right here and a couple pieces up top just to kind of fill it in. And that is all I'm going to do. So you could definitely leave it like this, but I just want to add just a touch of greenery just to fill it in. But super easy, super fun, patriotic design. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you next time. Bye guys.